Yo, what's up guys, it is Seahawks here, back with another video, and today's my Week 16 NFL recap. What a week it was. So many great games this week, some Saturday games. I got to have a stress-free Sunday. I'm heading to my third fantasy football championship. Thank you Drake May and Derrick Henry. A lot of stuff to talk about, so enjoy the video, and as always, go Hawks. So, starting off the week on Thursday, we had one of the best games of the year, a top 3 game of the year for sure. The Seahawks taking down the Los Angeles Rams 38-37 in overtime. Oh my god, my mind is still not fully wrapped over how insane this game was. I mean, for Stafford starting off, an absolutely amazing game from him and Puka. Stafford, I think this game has locked down his MVP candidacy. I would vote for him for sure. 457, 3 touchdowns, dotting us up all game long. Seattle has a 23-game winning streak now, or 23-game streak in general, of not allowing a 100-yard rusher. Like, not in general for yards, but a one rusher for 100 yards in 23 straight games. That's unbelievable. Corum had a touchdown, but Puka, 12 for 225, 2 touchdowns, had a 44-point game in fantasy. I'm glad I didn't have to play him this week. I have to play him next week, though, but we'll worry about that later. Terrence Ferguson got a touchdown. Durant picked up a fumble that Cooper Kupp was so nice to give him. Spikes with 7 tackles, a sack for Landman, half a sack for Verse, 1.5 for Kobe Turner, with a pick for him, too. Wallace with one as well, that I thought was going to be a pick 6 for a second. Mevis, 13 points, missed a crucial field goal, and the Rams fired their special teams coordinator. This late in the season, I was actually kind of shocked. 4 punts for Ethan Evans, and now the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, 270, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. It was so rough watching this game for the most part, but we showed up when we absolutely needed it most. Kenneth Walker had an amazing game, had a 55-yard touchdown in the third quarter, I believe. Had a great start to the game in general for our offense, and we just took off the game until the third quarter. Charbonnet had a touchdown, JSN 96, and the technical game-winning touchdown in overtime. A.J. Barner had an amazing 26-yard touchdown. He is aura farming so much on social media right now. I made an edit of him for TikTok, and it's blowing the hell up. Just amazing. My mind's still not wrapped around this game. And then Eric Saubert, who's had 2 catches on the year and got a contract extension with us last week, caught the game-winning 2-point conversion, which amazing throw by Sam Darnold. If you look at it from a specific camera angle, he fit it through an amazing pocket. Drake Thomas, 13 tackles. We didn't get a sack or a pick. Our defense was anemic in this game, but Shaheed did get a punt return touchdown of 58 yards that really got the sparks going for Seattle. Only 2 points for Myers and 5 points for Dixon. Seattle 12-3, number 1 seed in the NFC, clinched a playoff berth. Gonna go through this game a little quick. I didn't watch really any of it because I showed no interest for it. 29-18 Eagles over the Commanders. The Commanders, the most fight they showed was when they just started fighting the Eagles at the end of the game. Hurts, 185 and 2 touchdowns. Saquon had a great day. Bigsby had a great rushing touchdown. A.J. Brown, 95 yards, touchdowns going to Smith and Goddard. Shipley fumbled on, I believe, the opening kickoff. 9 tackles for Bond, a sack for Byron Young, a sack for Brandon Graham. He has had 3 sacks in the last 2 games. Now, Unk still got it. Cooper DeJean with a pick. 3 points for Elliott, but he did miss 2 field goals. Not good at all. 2 punts for Mann. Washington, really nothing to go over. Mariota got hurt. Josh Johnson came in, threw a pick. The rushing attack were the only source of points on offense, with Rodriguez and Moret with the touchdowns. Lousy receiving. Johnson fumbled, 10 tackles, and a sack for B-Wags. Other sack was Jacob Martin, 2 former Seahawks getting sacks. No picks, 4 points for Moody, and 5 points for Tress Way. This game I paid a little more attention to. The Bears beat the Packers 22-16. Packer fans making the excuse that they would have won with Jordan Love. You go out in the second quarter, you were only winning 6-0. So, who really would have thought? Malik Willis, though, came in, balled out for the most part, did all he could, 121 and a score. The rushing did its part for the most part. Feel like Jacobs could have done a little more. Emmanuel Wilson carried the guys. 82 touchdown went to Romeo Doubs, who just had a great game himself. John Fitzpatrick, the second Packers tight end this year to tear his ACL. That's horrible. Jacobs lost a fumble. 14 tackles for Walker, 10 for Bullard. They didn't get a sack or a pick. McManus with 10 points, literally over half of your guys' points, and no punts. Now the Bears. Caleb Williams, 250, 2 touchdowns. Bears clinched a playoff spot from this game for the first time since 2020. Swift with 58 rushing yards. DJ Moore, 97, and the game-winning touchdown in overtime. Other touchdown went to Jade Walker, who stayed with Caleb Williams after he was signed as a UDFA, I believe, until he found a house in Chicago. So that's a really, really cool story right there, I think. Dahlman fumbled. TJ Edwards, 10 tackles and half a sack. They got 2 total sacks. No picks. Santos, 10 points. Torrey Taylor, 3 points. I mean, this game, I'm sorry for bringing this up, Packers fans. I'm really not, though. This game close to the Packers and Seahawks NFC Championship in January of 2015, though. Packers controlling this game for the most part. The Bears score a touchdown, get an onside kick, force overtime, and win on a walk-off touchdown while the receiver was getting tackled in the end zone. Very, very close to that. Now for the Sunday games, I didn't really watch any of them besides the Browns game, the Ravens game, and I forgot the other afternoon game, but we'll get there. The Saints beat the Jets 29-6. I mean, there's really nothing to go over for the Jets. Brady Cook, 188 and a pick. Davis led with 52. Brady Cook lost a fumble. Sherwood and Williams with 11 tackles, a sack for Sherwood. Other 2 coming from Briggs and Will McDonald again. He's quietly having a great year. No picks. All 6 points came from Folk, and they got 231 punt yards. Now the Saints. Tyler Shuck, 308 and a touchdown. Taysom Hill threw a touchdown, also led the team in rushing. I think he is now the first player in NFL history to have 1,000 passing yards, rushing yards, and receiving yards, if not in all of NFL history, at least in the Saints' history. That's incredible. Plus, Shuck has earned himself a spot in the NFL. He has had such, I wouldn't say an amazing rookie season, but a relatively good rookie season. Everyone was clowning on him because he had a horrible combine. That don't matter if you can ball in the NFL. I don't care if it's the Jets. He's playing with the Saints of all teams. Olave, 10 for 148 and 2 touchdowns. Juwan Johnson, 89 yards. Taysom Hill lost a fumble. Justin Reed with 9 tackles, a sack for Alontae Taylor. They got 8 sacks. Holy shit. Sanker with a interception. Smith, I've been saying his name wrong the whole time. I apologize. 17 points. And then just 1 punt for Kroger. I think the Saints are on a 3-game winning streak now, so good for you guys. Now here's the morning game. I did watch the Bills escaping the Browns 23-20. Josh Allen, 130. I mean, did really all he could. This was just the James Cook game. I mean, 117 and 2 touchdowns. Amazing game out of him. Shakir, 34 yards, no fumbles. Poyer was making plays everywhere for the Bills. 11 tackles with half a sack. Rasul with 2.5 sacks, 3 total sacks. Both interceptions were tipped passes, not really on Shadour's fault, but one went to Poyer, the other went to Daquan Jones, a defensive lineman. As a former D lineman, you love to see it. Wisniewski had 3 punts and Badgley had 5 points. And now the Browns. Shadur Sanders, 157, a touchdown, 2 picks. Honestly, for the most part, I thought he played exceptional football. I mean, they lost by only 3 points to one of the best teams in the NFL. That's respectable. Shadur had a little injury where I think he got stepped on by a cleat. His pinky was all sorts of messed up. Sanders led the team in rushing with 49, and Quinshon Judkins broke his leg. Very ugly. I don't want to think about it. It was gross. Harold Fannin with a rushing touchdown. Travion Williams with 38 receiving yards. Fannin with a receiving touchdown as well. This guy is going to be an amazing, amazing tight end going forward. I mean, he already is a top 10 tight end, I would say, right now as a rookie. Corey recovered a fumble. Swashinger, 14 tackles and a sack, just boosting his candidacy for Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's between him and Eamon Worry right now, I'd say. Myles Garrett got half a sack, technically. I mean, they called it half a sack like 2 quarters after it happened, so, like, cool. No interceptions. Smite with 8 points and 2 punts for Corey. Titans take down the Chiefs 26-9. I believe I got this game right. Nothing really to go over for the Chiefs. Gardner Minshew is feared to have torn his ACL, which is terrible because of that flag right there. I love Minshew. So Chris Aludikin came in, former Steelers, like, 7th round pick. I mean, as a third stringer, what else can you really do? I mean, he was completing passes, had a good rating. Pacheco with 34 yards. Worley with 41. Fumbles. 3 players with 10 tackles. They got 2 sacks. No picks. All points came from Butker. 3 for 4. 5 punts for Ariza. Now the Titans. This game was also 3-2 in the second quarter at one point. Such peak football. Cam Ward, 228, 2 touchdowns, playing amazing football. Since the Seahawks game, Cam Ward has been playing great. I've been paying more and more attention to him because I'm starting to come out of my shell that fuck you because you left the Cougars. He's a great football player. Tony Pollard, I think his 3rd straight game with over 100 yards, so great job. And Spears with a rushing touchdown of his own. A.O. Manor with 58. The receiving touchdowns went to Okonkwo and DK because it's the Titans. DK has to always score. Pollard recovered a fumble, 9 tackles for Williams. They got 4 total sacks, no interceptions. 6 points for Sly and 3 punts for Hecker. Chargers take care of the Cowboys, who were scoreless in the second half, 34-17. Herbert 300 on the nuts and 2 touchdowns. Hampton's back, 85 and a score. Quentin Johnston showing what he looked like from previous weeks and this week, like weeks 1 through 5. Quentin Johnston was back. He had a one-handed touchdown catch. It was amazing. 4 for 104 and a score. Other touchdown going to Ladd McConkey on a 25-yarder. Herbert fumbled. Tony Jefferson with 8 tackles. A sack for Tuipulotu again. I think that's his 12th of the year. He's playing great this year as well. No picks. They got 10 points for Dicker the kicker and 1 lone punt for Scott. Now the Cowboys, who were eliminated from the playoffs when the Eagles won on Saturday. Dak, 244, 2 touchdowns. Javonte, 34 yards, probably his worst game of the year. Pickens is back, though, 7 for 130 and a touchdown. Another touchdown went to Flournoy. I can't read, I don't know. Milton came in, I guess, and he lost a fumble. 9 tackles for Revel. They didn't get a sack or a pick. Their defense was just getting kicked in the face for 3 straight hours. 5 points for Aubrey and just also 1 lone punt for Anger. The Vikings beat the Giants in a snooze fest. At one point, Jackson Dart had 1 completion in the 3rd quarter. I don't even know how that's possible. 16-13. McCarthy, 108 and an interception. Had a hand injury, so Brosmer came in. Didn't actually look the worst. Aaron Jones with 85. Touchdown went to McCarthy on the ground. 85 yards for Justin Jefferson. Finally having a good game. McCarthy fumbled. Cashman with 16 tackles, a sack for Allen. They got 5 total, and Byron Murphy Jr. with an interception. Reichard with 10 points. Don't win this game without that. And 1 lone punt for Ryan Wright. And now the Giants, Jackson Dart, 33 yards and a pick. Horrible day for him. The rushing was where it was at, though. Tyron Tracy was 71 yards. Wan'Dale Robinson leading at 19. Newman picked up a fumble, and I believe he took it to the house. 13 tackles for Okereke. 2 sacks for Brian Burns. They got 4 total. Abdul Carter's 2nd straight week with a sack. He's finally waking up. Paulson Adebo with an interception. Sauls with 7 points. New kicker because they cut Younghoe Koo. And 2 punts for Gillen. Panthers take care of the Bucks. Buccaneers, their season is so over. 23-20. Baker threw a horrible interception to end the game. 145 and a touchdown. Sean Tucker had a rushing touchdown. Bucky Irving was 71 yards. Mike Evans had the 1-yard touchdown. Ibuka led with 1 catch for 40 yards. No fumbles. David with 10 tackles and a sack. They got 2 total sacks. No picks. 8 points for McLaughlin, 3 punts for Dixon. Bryce Young, 191, 2 touchdowns. The rushing was absolutely useless. Tet with a touchdown. Jatavian Sanders with a touchdown. Bryce Young looked amazing on that play, just rolling around in the pocket. and found a wide open Sanders in the end zone. Bryce Young woke up on Sunday and flipped the coin, and I guess it hit heads. I don't know my analogy on that, but that's just what I'm saying. No fumbles, 10 tackles for Scott, a sack for Roseboom, a sack for Brown. Pick for Ransom. Lathan Ransom. What a name. Fitzgerald with 11 points and 3 punts for Sam Martin. Panthers go to 8-7. They are leading the NFC South right now. For now, Bengals destroy the Dolphins 45-21. Joe Burrow 309, 4 touchdowns. Amazing performance out of him. Chase Brown decided to actually wake up and play like a running back. He had a rushing touchdown and 2 receiving touchdowns. Had like a 32-point bomb in fantasy. And I was playing him, but I still won. Hell yeah. P. Ryan got a receiving touchdown as well. Jamar Chase 109. T. Higgins and Gesicki got touchdowns. Miles Murphy picked up a fumble. 10 tackles for Battle. They got no sacks, but Barrett Carter and Jalen Davis got interceptions. McPherson with 14 points and 4 punts for Reckow. Now the Dolphins. Quinn Ewers in his first start, 260. No touchdowns. 2 picks. I mean, his first NFL start, I'm not going to clown on him all that much. Achane, 81 and a score. Jalen Wright had a score. Malik Washington had a rushing touchdown. And that's all the points they got. They're receiving 72 yards for Waddle. Dulcich lost a fumble. Brooks with 14 tackles. They got 2 sacks, no picks. 5 points for Patterson. 4 punts for Bailey. And the Jacksonville Jaguars have ended the Denver Broncos' 11-game winning streak that dated back to September, 34-20. Good job to the Jags. They went into Mile High Denver, played the hottest team in the AFC, and beat their ass by 14 points. Respectable. I respect the Jags. They are an amazing team. They are the real deal. Trevor, 279 and 3 touchdowns, had a rushing touchdown, 4 total touchdowns for him after having 6 last week. 10 touchdowns in the last 8 quarters of football he has played. Holy shit. The rushing, ETN with 50, but Parker Washington, 145 and a touchdown. Jacoby had 45, Strange and ETN had receiving touchdowns. Ogba picked up a fumble. Voyasada with 11 tackles, a sack for Green, a pick for Jerry and Jones. Cam Little with 10 points, 6 punts for Cook. Bo Nix, 352, a touchdown and a pick. RJ Harvey had a rushing touchdown and at 71 receiving yards. Cortland had the touchdown. And then Pat Bryant got laid the fuck out with like 13 seconds left on. I guess it was a hospital pass that people are calling it. But yeah, he got clocked. Bo Nix lost a fumble, 13 tackles for Singleton, sacks for DJ Jones and Moss. They got 2 sacks out of Franklin Myers, 5 total sacks on the day. Wow. No interceptions, 8 points for Lutz, 3 points for Crashaw. The Jags are going to be a scary fucking team to play in the playoffs. Falcons beat the Cardinals, didn't care about this game. Let's see, Kirk Cousins, 197 and 2 touchdowns and a pick. Also had a rushing touchdown with -3 rushing yards. Cool. Bijan was 76, Algier was 79. Bijan had a receiving touchdown and led the team with 92 yards. Kyle Pitts had himself another great game. Kirk lost a fumble, 6 tackles for Diablo. Still the coolest name in the NFL. 2 total sacks, 1 coming from Ed Becky. Definitely not how you say his name. CJ Henderson, the former Panthers first-round pick, or Jaguars first-round pick, with an interception. Zane Gonzalez with 8 points and no punts for the Falcons. There's 1 total punt in this whole game. Wow. Brissett, 203, a touchdown and a pick. Carter, 65 yards. Michael Wilson had a touchdown on his first catch of the game and only got 1 catch the remainder of the game. Higgins with 91 yards. Robinson picked up a fumble. Gaither and Demerson with 11 tackles. They got 1 sack from Ojulari and a pick for Burke. Ryland with 13 points and the 1 punt from Hawk. Texans squeak by the Raiders 23-21. Geno, 201, 2 touchdowns. Technically 3 because he threw a pick 6 on like the first drive of the game. It was hilarious. To Derek Stingley. Genty, 128 and a touchdown and a receiving touchdown. Career day for him. Brock Bowers got the other touchdown. Michael Mayer fumbled. White with 11 tackles, didn't get a sack or a pick. But their defense held in there the whole game. They just held in there the whole game with the Texans. The Texans, wow. Carlson with 3 points, 7 points for Cole. Stroud, 187 and a touchdown. Jawhar Jordan with 53 rushing yards because Woody Marks, non-shockingly, was out. Nico with 59, a touchdown for Schultz. Stroud recovered a fumble, 9 tackles for Bullock. Sacks coming from Hunter, Anderson, and Barnett. Effective-ass defensive line. Stingley with a pick 6 in the first quarter. 11 points for Fairbairn and 5 points for Townsend. 10 wins now for the Houston Texans. Here's the afternoon game. I watched the Steelers meet their quota of above 500 for Mike Tomlin for the 19th straight years. They beat the Lions 29-24. The Lions are fucking terrible this year. I'm not sorry. Fuck the Lions at this point, bro. Aaron Rodgers, 266 and a touchdown. Jaylen Warren, 143 and 2 touchdowns. Was playing out of his mind. Kenneth Gainwell, of course, led the team in receiving, 78 and a score. Thielen with 49. DK Metcalf put his hands on the fan like a fucking idiot. I'm so glad the Seahawks don't have to put up with this asshat anymore. I hope he gets fined and suspended a game. I hate DK Metcalf. Darnell Washington shockingly fumbled the ball. I don't know how that was possible. Duggar with 7 tackles and a pick. Duggar with 7 tackles and a sack. They got 3 total sacks. Benton on like the second or third play of the game. Cam Hayward got 1. No picks. Boswell with 9 points, 3 punts for Waitman. Jared Goff, 364, 3 touchdowns. This rushing was ass. If it wasn't for Gibbs having 66 receiving yards and a touchdown, I wouldn't have got 22 points out of him this week. What is going on with him? Like, not even averaging half a yard a carry, bro. What are we doing? Jameson Williams with 70 yards, touchdowns going to Gibbs and Raymond. And then Tesla had a crazy-ass touchdown catch because he only knows how to make the crazy touchdown catches. Almost had 2 at the end of the game, but he dropped it, unfortunately. Gibbs fumbled, 16 tackles for Campbell, 2 sacks for Aiden Hutchinson, no interceptions, 6 points for Bates, 3 punts for Fox. Dude, the ref on calling the penalty on the final play of the game, he blue balled the fans so hard because he was like, the initial play was a touchdown. The fans started screaming of pure happiness because the touchdown was absolutely insane. St. Brown lateraled it right before getting tackled. Jared Goff got it, bowled his way into the end zone. But it was OPI on St. Brown, which I kind of call bullshit on. That was the softest OPI call I've seen in a while. Ramsey flopped backwards, technically. But, hey, the Lions lost. So, the game's over. Who cares anymore? Patriots take down the Ravens 28-24. Had a great fourth quarter comeback. Drake May, his first 300-yard passing game, almost got to 400 yards. 382 touchdowns and a pick that I won't really put the blame on him for because it was either Henry or Booty that was there and didn't even really try. Stevenson, 51 and a score. Stephon Diggs, 9 for 138, balled the hell out. Hunter Henry with 35. Kyle Williams had a dope-ass touchdown catch. Love to see it. Both of his touchdowns this year have come from deep balls. Drake May, 2 fumbles, 10 tackles for Gibbons, 1 sack from Jennings, no interceptions, 8 points for Andy, 1 punt for Behringer. And now the Ravens. Lamar got back injury right before halftime, so Tyler Huntley finished the game. Almost beat the Patriots. Was close until Zay Flowers decided to be a dipshit. Derrick Henry, 128, 2 touchdowns, stupid fumble. Zay Flowers had a rushing touchdown, was cooking on the first drive, and then they just stopped throwing to him for a bit, but caught all of his targets, but didn't protect the ball on the final catch he had, which led to him being stripped by Kayvon Chaisson. D-Hop had a great sideline catch that prime D-Hop definitely always does, but It was great, very great. Henry and Isaiah lost fumbles, 10 tackles for Oak, a sack for Trenton Simpson. They got 4 total sacks. Humphrey with an interception. Loop with 6 points, missed a field goal, and 2 punts for Jordan Stout. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please like, comment, and subscribe, and turn the notification bell on so you'll never miss an upload. I will see you in the next video. Go Hawks!